Princess Lila was not like other princesses. She did not like to sit still. She did not like to wear fancy dresses all day. Lila liked adventures. She loved to climb the tallest trees in the royal garden. She loved to race her pony across the green fields. Her spirit was as bright as the morning sun. Her laughter was a happy sound that filled the castle halls. She had a kind heart and a brave soul. Everyone in the kingdom of Eldoria loved their adventurous princess. They knew she was special, not just because she was royalty but because she was full of life and courage. One day, a great sadness fell over the castle. The king, Lila's dear father, became very ill. The royal doctors tried everything they knew. They made potions from rare herbs. They read from old medical books, but nothing worked. The king grew weaker and weaker with each passing day. His happy smile was gone and his strong voice was now just a whisper. Princess Lila sat by his bedside holding his hand. Her heart ached to see him so sick. She felt a deep need to do something, anything to bring back his health and his smile. Late one night in the castle library, Lila found an old book. It was dusty and the pages were yellow. The book told a story of a magical flower. It was called the Golden Lily. The book said the lily grew deep inside the whispering swamp. Its petals glowed with a soft, warm light. The legend said that just one sip of tea made from this glowing petal could cure any sickness. A spark of hope ignited in Lila's heart. The whispering swamp was a dangerous place, full of shadows and strange sounds, but she was not afraid. She knew what she had to do. The very next morning, before the sun had even peeked over the mountains, Princess Lila prepared for her journey. She did not wear a crown or a silk gown. Instead, she wore strong boots and a warm cloak. She packed a small bag with a rope, a water flask, and a piece of bread. Her mind was made up. She would travel to the whispering swamp. She would find the golden lily. She would bring it back to save her father. With a quiet promise to herself, she slipped out of the castle and began her brave adventure into the unknown woods. The journey to the whispering swamp was long. The path grew wilder and the trees grew thicker. Soon, Lila stood at the edge of the swamp. It was a gloomy place. Fog twisted around the dark, gnarled trees like ghostly snakes. The air was thick and damp, and strange chirps and croaks echoed all around her. It was a place that would scare most people away, a place where shadows played tricks on the eyes. But Princess Lila took a deep breath. She thought of her father, and her courage became a bright shield. She stepped carefully onto the soggy ground, ready to face whatever lay ahead. As she made her way deeper into the swamp, hopping from one mossy stone to another, she heard a small voice. "Be careful where you step," it said. Lila looked down and saw a tiny green frog sitting on a lily pad. He had big, bright eyes and looked very clever. "The mud here is very tricky," the frog continued. "It can pull you right under." Lila was surprised. "A talking frog?" "Thank you," she said politely. "I am Princess Lila. I am looking for the golden lily to save my father." The frog blinked his big eyes and introduced himself. "My name is Felix. This swamp is my home, and I know all its secrets and dangers." Felix warned Lila about the dangers of the swamp. He told her about the snapping vines that grabbed at ankles and the sleepy spores that made travelers fall into a deep slumber. "It is too dangerous for you alone," he said with a serious croak. But seeing the determination in Lila's eyes, he made a decision. "I will help you," he offered. "I am small but I am quick and I know the safe paths." Lila smiled, grateful for her new friend. She knew that with Felix's help, she had a much better chance of finding the magical flower and returning safely. Together, they moved through the swamp. Felix would hop ahead, testing the ground and calling out warnings. "Not that way, princess! Quick mud!" he would shout. Lila, in turn, helped Felix. Once, a large, hungry bird swooped down trying to catch the little frog. Lila quickly waved her cloak, scaring the bird away. "Thank you, Lila! You saved me!" Felix croaked from her shoulder, where he now perched safely. They learned to rely on each other. Lila's bravery and Felix's cleverness made them a perfect team, facing the swamp's challenges side by side. After a long time, they reached the heart of the swamp. There, in a small sunny clearing, was the golden lily. It was more beautiful than Lila had ever imagined. Its petals shimmered with a gentle golden light, casting a warm glow all around. The air was filled with a sweet, calming scent. Lila carefully approached the flower. Its light seemed to pulse with pure magic. She knew this was the cure her father needed. She gently plucked one glowing petal and placed it safely inside a small sealed locket she wore around her neck. Her quest was a success. With the magical petal secured, Lila turned to her small friend. "Thank you, Felix," she said, her voice full of genuine gratitude. "I could never have done this without you. You were so brave and so clever." She reached out her hand and gently stroked the frog's tiny head with her finger. It was a simple, kind gesture, a thank you from one friend to another. She did not see him as just a frog, but as a true hero who had helped her when she needed it most. Her kindness was as pure and bright as the golden lily itself. The moment her finger touched him, a strange thing happened. A brilliant golden light erupted from Felix, swirling around him like a whirlwind of stars. The light was so bright Lila had to shield her eyes. When the light faded, the little green frog was gone. In his place stood a handsome young man with kind eyes and a warm smile. He was dressed in fine clothes, though they were a bit muddy from the swamp. Lila stared in astonishment. The man bowed deeply. "My name is Prince Felix," he explained. "A wicked witch put a spell on me long ago." He told her the story of the curse. The witch had turned him into a frog, and the spell could only be broken by an act of true selfless kindness from someone with a brave heart. Many had come to the swamp seeking treasure, but none had ever shown him the kindness that Lila did. "Your courage to save your father and your kindness to a small creature like me have set me free," he said, his voice filled with admiration for the princess. Lila blushed, realizing that her simple act of friendship had broken a powerful curse. Her adventure had brought more magic than she had ever expected. Prince Felix, now free from his frog form, knew the swamp even better as a man. He led Princess Lila through a secret, safe path that he had not been able to show her as a tiny frog. The journey back was much quicker and easier. They talked and laughed along the way, sharing stories of their lives and their kingdoms. Lila learned that Felix was the prince of a neighboring land, and he had been missing for many years. They became even better friends, their bond strengthened by the shared adventure and the magic that had brought them together. They arrived back at the castle just as the sun was setting. They went straight to the king's chamber. The king was pale and weak, barely able to open his eyes. Lila carefully took the glowing petal from her locket and placed it in a cup of warm water. The water instantly began to glow with a soft golden light. She helped her father take a small sip. The effect was immediate. Color returned to the king's cheeks. His breathing became strong and steady. He sat up in bed, his eyes clear and full of life once more. He was healed. The king was overjoyed, not only to be healthy again but also to see his daughter's bravery. He listened with pride as Lila told the story of her journey, of the dangerous swamp, and of the clever frog who had helped her. He welcomed Prince Felix with open arms, thanking him for protecting his precious daughter. The entire kingdom celebrated. They celebrated the king's recovery, the return of their brave princess, and the arrival of a new friend, the heroic Prince Felix. The castle, once shrouded in sadness, was now filled with music and joyful laughter. Princess Lila and Prince Felix had shown everyone that true strength comes from courage and kindness. They proved that what you look like on the outside doesn't matter as much as the goodness you have in your heart. They ruled the kingdom of Eldoria together, not just as a princess and a prince but as the best of friends. Their reign was long and happy, filled with adventures, fairness, and the powerful magic of a friendship that started with a brave girl and a little frog in a whispering swamp. And they all lived happily ever after.